Level 90, Rotten Wachumeqimeqi. Ropley hopes you are the artisan he's been looking for. Well, if it isn't Zilly, forgive me, but I couldn't help but notice the tools you're carrying on your person. You wouldn't happen to be a skilled tradeswoman, would you? As I mentioned when you visited alongside the Third Promise, Wachumeqimeqi is in dire need of skilled artisans like Fontaine. A number of our shops are beset with problems large and small, you see, and having the assistance of one such as you would be most welcome. Of course, a service rendered is a service paid for, and we've plenty of scripts with which we can fill your pockets. Procuring supplies from the open seas has brought no small number into my possession, and I understand the currency is also used extensively across the salt. With that said, I'd like to first introduce you to the folks you'll be working with. You needn't decide right away, of course. Take your time to consider my offer and come speak with me again once you've made up your mind. Come to take up my offer, I see. Just one last thing before we go. In the language of my people, Wachumeqimeqi means House of Countless Beads. I see the market as a home where folks of all kinds may come connect and carve out a niche for themselves. Please bear this in mind as you may encounter things to which you're not accustomed. Ahem, now then, off we go. Good, that's nearly everyone. I thought it best if they were aware of who you are before you show up on their doorstep offering your services. Let's go in order, shall we? Starting with Raw Souls Metal Wares. Raw Souls deals in all things metal, particularly when it comes to daily necessities. Unfortunately, she's been recently confronted with an issue that's put her very reputation at stake. She seeks a metal worker that understands the importance of punctuality. Next, we have Epistles of Pamiko, whose eponymous owner pins official documents, transcribes letters for those who cannot do so themselves, and more. She's presently in need of one skilled in treating parchment, textiles, leather, and the like. Zero Ja Juice Craft serves some of the most unique beverages I dare say one will ever encounter. It's just a shame no one's lining up to drink them. If you've any expertise with the culinary arts or alchemy, I would love for you to assist her in revitalizing her shop. Fish Fancies Donahanu is a bit of an eccentric establishment. You see, Donahanu deals in fish that he fancies. Unfortunately for him, his tastes are a touch too unconventional for your average customer, and he's anxious sales may not pick up. As for Shunye's Apothecary, I regret to say that its owner was unable to spare even a moment for introductions. That said, if you fancy yourself a miner or gatherer, you'll undoubtedly find his wares of great interest. Shunye deals in all sorts of curious flora and minerals, you see. Alas, his sole employee appears to be in poor shape, and I grow more worried about the store by the day. I believe that covers everything, more or less. It is my wish that both customers and shop owners feel mutual satisfaction with their transactions in the market, that this house of countless beads may shine more brilliantly than ever. With your help, I believe that wish will come true. I look forward to seeing what you accomplish. Level 90, Rotten Wachumeqimeqi, complete. You may now undertake Wachumeqimeqi deliveries. Seek out shopkeepers in need of aid and lend them a helping hand to make the markets a brighter place, one store at a time. All right, let's get started. Level 90, your friendly neighborhood metalworker. Raj Soj seems relieved to see you. Ah, must be my lucky day. Usually the artisan Ropley roped in, aren't you? Pleasure. Name's Raj Soj, and I'm the proprietor of this here shop. From pots to knives, if it's used on daily and made of metal, I smith it. There's one code I live by, and it's to never keep a customer waiting. Soon as an order comes in, I do my damnedest to have it ready soon as able. Can't have folks living their lives without the proper utensils, see? Won't say that speed don't come at a price. My goods come quality assured, but they ain't always pretty to look at. Once upon a time might be that I aspired to meld metalware even Dawn's servant would be proud to use, but that was a childish dream of a childish lass. Really ain't so sweet. Better to leave the fancy fineries to the moblins. I ain't ashamed to admit their craftsmanship knows no equal, but I ain't ashamed of what I do either. Knowing that my goods are needed is what gets me up in the morning. What I'm trying to say is, I win my custom by providing fast and reliable service. I need your help to give them that. I have a bit of an embarrassing problem on my hands, see? I had a young lass come to me asking for work a little ways back. She claimed to have experience working metal, so I figured why not? With a new hire, I thought I could start accepting bulk orders. But that Papani, bless her heart, she's earnest to a fault, but the girl barely knows her way around a pitchfork, let alone a forge. Already accepted a hefty order, and I'm afraid we won't have it ready in time. I don't want to let one of my customers down, so I ask you, will you lend me a hand? You'll be well compensated for your work, promise. Of course, I'll hold you to the well compensated part. Of course. A heartening reply. Thank you. I can already sense you've the confidence of a none too shabby artisan. We'd best begin with introductions. Then, might I trouble you to fetch Papani? I sent her to Bayside Bevy to purchase materials for pots some time ago, but she hasn't returned. Wait, you're one of the Third Promise's companions, aren't you? You may not recall, but we actually passed by one another in the Earthenshire. I'm Papani, a former potsworn. I'm honored to finally meet you. Gosh, do I miss how the Moblins spoiled us artisans. They provided every luxury you could imagine, a cot fluffier than an alpaca fleece, platters of delectable food. Best of all, they took care of all the cleaning, letting us focus wholeheartedly on our work. Last, the storm left them short of supplies and help hands. I realized that the environment I once enjoyed there would not soon return and made the hard choice to end my pot pact and journey here for work. But look at me, we've hardly met and I'm already talking your ear off. Excuse me, what brings you to this corner of Tyrol? Mistress Ralsage requested your assistance with the shop. Oh, forgive me, my ineptitude has inconvenienced even you. Since the day I started working for her, I can't seem to fulfill a single one of Mistress Ralshage's requests properly. As a potsworn, my work was quite intricate. You see, the Moblins desired only the most lavish and ornate novelties, so that is what I made. I can't even imagine where to begin making household goods. Not even a pot. I spent more time than I care to admit in front of the supplier trying to guess which materials might be appropriate for forging one until I felt utterly overwhelmed and wound up here. Confounded by pot. I'm no artisan, I'm a fraud. You know, most people aren't even aware that the potsworn exist. Even bringing it up as a credential here only seems to garner doubt. I feel as I've begged for work from every shop until Yolol, but none would hire me. No one but Mistress Rawls. She knew no more of the potsworn than anyone else, but she welcomed me with open arms instead of disbelief. I want to repay her compassion, her faith in me. So, well, this isn't the time to be moping. I even have a new friend beside me. I can simply learn the basics, starting with the materials for a pot. First things first, we should return to Mistress Rawl, as she requested. Thanks for bringing her back. To think Papani didn't even know the makings of a pot. But that can come later. Now that you're both here, I'd like to discuss the bulk order we have lined up. I'll fill you in once you're ready, so just give me a shout. Level 90, your friendly neighborhood metalworker, complete. Ralsage Metalwares. Wachumeqimeqi deliveries. May now undertake deliveries for Ralsage Metalware. Speak with Ralsage to learn more. Level 90, hard to read. Ralsage is eager to begin her explanation. I take it you're ready? I'll elaborate on the details of the order then. Hanu, farmer requests a large supply of scythes to be used for harvesting reeds. The reeds are relatively light, they're deceptively firm. That being the case, both of you will need to take special care that the blades have a sharp edge and also make sure the handles have enough girth for the hefty hands of a Hanu. Harvest season draws near and time's tight, but if you could prepare about 6 scythes, Papani and I can handle the rest. I'm counting on you, now let's get to work. Quest accepted, Wachumeqimeqi deliveries. We now undertake deliveries for Ralsage metalwares. By delivering the requested items for Ralsage and raising yourself in her esteem, you can ensure her clients receive their orders in a timely manner. Items with higher collectability will result in greater rewards upon delivery. Speak with Ralsage to view the deliveries list. Read site. 80 durability. What level is this? It's got to be like level 90, right? Because we're just going to macro it. These should be easy. I've been doing Splendorous tools right after doing resplendent tools, so this sort of stuff should be no problem. We are currently at max level with pentamelded gear, so need 6. We picked up the ingredients beforehand. The only thing that should take any real time would be the gathering. Crafting away. Yeah, it's nice to not have to do 30 of them. Or 60. More. right. The sooner we can have those sides ready, the better. Guess I'm not reading that. Deliver. Thank you, this is fine work, even better than what I had hoped for. In fact, you must be an artisan of some renown abroad. Making your first successful delivery, you have begun to earn Ralsall's trust. Deliver the items Ralsall's needs and deliver them often to improve the prospects of Ralsall's metalwares. Look at each of the sides, and I'm pleased to say the quality is up to par. Good work, both of you. As for the quantity, we've the 6 zilli prepared, 2 made by Papani and 3 by yours truly, with a grand total of 11. We've the amount requested by the client. I had to make more than both of them combined. Sorry, I was so fixated on coming up with a design that it was easy to use and maintain that I barely had time to make them. If I'd been faster, perhaps I could have reduced Zilli's burden. In the end, your design was elegantly simple. That'll come in handy if we ever have to make more, and if our customers have an easier time maintaining their tools, all the better. I'll inform the client that the sides are ready to be picked up. Won't be a moment. Sorry for the wait. I have the size you requested here. Marvelous. It was worth coming all the way to the city for such craftsmanship. Now we'll have a much easier time with the harvest. For we, Hanu, the harvest is an immense task and crucial to our way of life. The softer reeds are used for food, while the sturdier ones are used to thatch the roofs of our homes and more. You could say our livelihoods are built on reeds. Both assisted in crafting the size. Yes, thank you so much for putting such care in your work. Oh, stop it. It was our pleasure. Okay. You act as if it's the first time you've ever been thanked for a job well done. You had plenty of experience as an artisan before coming to work for me, didn't you? I did, but an intermediary took care of the transaction, so I never actually met a customer face to face. Believe it or not, this is the first time. I must say, the feeling is amazing. Really, really amazing. In fact, I should be thanking you, miss. Oh dear, she really is as sweet as you said. Oh, I see why a long-time loner like you would speak so fondly of your new hand. Told you that was just between you and me. I'll be letting everyone back home know that Ralsall's Metalwares is the best place to buy their supplies. You'll be hearing from me again before long. I appreciate it. Do come again soon. With a little word of mouth, another order may come in before we know it. That said, Papani, you clearly still need more practice with crafting the essentials. And until she has a proper handle on things, I hope I can continue to rely on your help. Level 90, hard to read, complete. Quest complete, Wachumeqimeqi deliveries. You have delivered the requested items. Steam level increased. Ralsall now considers you a meddlesome metal worker. Ralsall is pleased with your efforts. She now considers you a meddlesome metal worker. Level 93. Hey, Aunt Till. Ralsall has a new order of business to discuss. Glad you're here. Thanks to our last client, word of our efficiency seems to have spread and a new bulk order has come in. I trust I can still count on your help. So what's the request this time? A large order of tortilla presses for Aunt T's. Who's that? What? You've never heard of Aunt T's Tacos? It's one of the most popular taco places in the city. I see, but our tortilla press is normally ordered in bulk. Surely her stock didn't break all at once. This is something of a special case. Seems the manufacturer in charge of T's tortilla production's having a complete overhaul and everything needs replaced, spares included. She wants us to prepare as many presses as possible. I'd like you to make 6 of them. Papani and I'll handle the remainder. She entrusted this order to my shop because she has faith we'll get the job done in a timely fashion. Let's show her what we're made of. You got it. I'll do my best to make sure she leaves just as satisfied as our last customer. Quest accepted. Little yank. Do. Gonna have some good tacos tonight. Fine collectible ware. One more. I'll be hard at work crafting my share of presses when I get a spare moment from tending the shop. As soon as you have your share ready, just say the word. Oh, finished already, have you? This is just the right amount of weightiness to it, and the surfaces look perfectly flat. I dare say T will steal whatever competition is left with the tortillas she makes from these. Everyone meet T. T, meet the team. Hello, hello. I'm T Soul, the proud owner of Aunt T's Tacos. It's lovely to meet you all. Your lightning fast work with the presses is an absolute godsend. I can't thank you enough. We've been using only hardwood presses at the manufactory till now, but I can't tell you how many times I've had to order replacements. The things seem to break at the slightest bit of force. Having metal presses will be a huge relief. I promise you these can take a beating and then some. I don't doubt it, and seeing as you've proven yourself a woman of your word, you'll be the first person I come to for my cooking supplies from now on. Now then, I must be getting these presses to the manufactory, so I'll excuse myself here. Do be sure to visit my store next chance you get. Would be a shame if you didn't get a taste of the tortillas you had a hand in making. What, no discount? We'd never have been able to fulfill this order in time if not for you. My thanks. Silly Mistress Rajsaj, I am so sorry. Once again, I was too slow. I only managed to prepare a single press. Upon it, you put your heart into your work. I can see that. But if you're going to continue to work here, you need to come to grips with the stipulations of the job. Truth be told, I need you outputting the same amount as Zilly here. Been watching you work, you spend far too much time devoting your attention to a single item. Sorry, I was so thrilled to see my efforts appreciated before. I thought that if I put my all into these presses as well, Mistress T-Soul would be overjoyed. I wanted to make them flawless and easy to maintain, and in the process I completely lost track of the time. I admire that you're trying to make the best product possible, but sometimes the customer only wants a tool that works, and they want it quick. Try to keep that in mind next time. Looks like you're not rid of me yet. I can't rely on your help forever, but for now, please continue to lend us your expertise. Level 93, A&T. Complete. Quest complete. Wachumeqimeqi deliveries. You have delivered requested items. Steam level increased. Rajsaj now considers you marvelous metalworker. Rajsaj is delighted in your efforts. She now considers you marvelous metalworker. Level 95, a job quickly done. An urgent order has come in and Rajsaj needs your help to see it completed. I'm never going to pronounce that. I don't know how you pronounce that. You're just the person I wanted to see. An urgent order has come in. Our client this time is a traveling Pelu peddler who needs as many lightweight lanterns as we can make before she departs the city. While she'll use a number of lanterns herself during her travels, I understand she intends to sell the majority of them to folk back home. I'll need you both working at a brisk pace today. Yes, ma'am. Will the lanterns be used on alpaca back, or will they be carried by hand? Just that depending on how the lanterns will be used, their intensity, size, and practicality ought to be considered. Slave to minutiae as ever. Very well, I'll instruct you as we work. Do you not wish to hear these details as well? Spend some time with the Pelu and have a grasp of their needs. Nay, I only need my intuition. Oh, I had no idea. I've seen little of the world for myself, so my outlook is probably narrower than most. Mayhap that is why it takes me so long to understand the needs of our patrons. Maybe I should... No, this isn't the time. I must concentrate on completing the task set before me first. I'll help her get started. In the meantime, I need you prepping those lanterns as soon as able. If you can craft at least 6, we should be in the clear. Quest accepted. Wachumeqimeqi deliveries. Do, 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 do. Mm-hmm. This little light of mine. Hammering away. Mm-hmm. This one's 91 to 95 collectibles, 80 durability. This one's 96 to 100 collectibles, 80 durability. It's 2 steps. And this one's level 100, 70 durabilities, 2 steps. These are 2-star, level 100, 70 durability, 2-star, level 135. And this is 96 to 180 durability. This is instant 91 to 98. This is instant under 90. Just basic macros. And then I think they give us the stuff for the next level. Client will be departing before long, but I know I can count on you to have those lanterns ready. They are done. Fantastic work. One would have no trouble treading even in the most poorly kept roads at night with this. All ready to set off then? I am. I'll take whatever lanterns you were able to prepare. Not a problem. It so happens Zillia here just finished crafting a selection I dare say you'll be quite pleased with. Splendid. Simply splendid. My thanks for preparing these in so short a time. Of course, for a merchant like yourself, time is money. I'm pleased we were able to be of service. Oh, the pleasure has been all mine. Now I'd best be setting off. I wish you all continued success. Once again, I can't thank you enough for your aid. We truly couldn't have done this without you. No doubt Papani understands this most keenly. She failed to craft even a single lantern after all. Damn. She's gotten worse. Told you this was an urgent request. Surely you can imagine what might befall a merchant traveling without a lantern. Damn it, Papani, you know my code. Never ever keep a customer waiting. If you want to work here, then I'm begging you, pick up the pace. I'm so sorry. I'm not like Zilly. I can't make something of quality at the speed you require. Yes, I also cannot simply forsake all else for speed. I want the things I make to be just right for the people who use them. My dignity as a former potsworn and as an artisan, this is the one thing I cannot yield. I never should have come here. I will return to Earthenshire and renew my contract with the Moblins. Okay. Papani, wait. Moblins, potsworn, what was she talking about? I'm sorry you had to see that. Still getting used to this whole business of being an employer. I fear my inexperience may be to blame for setting Papani off like that. Give me a minute to process this, would you? Level 95, a job quickly done, complete. Wachumeqimeqi deliveries. The steam level increased. Rosol has now considered you metal miracle worker. Rosal is overjoyed with your efforts. She now considers you a metal miracle worker. New quest continuing story of Rosal. Metal wares is now available. Upon its completion, the Wachumeqimeqi deliveries list for Rosal will be updated. Level 95. Teamwork makes the craft work. Rosal is still reeling from Papani's sudden departure. I appreciate you being here. We could really use someone to talk to right now. Don't even know where to start. Should I chase after Papani or leave her be? Hope you don't mind if I ramble a bit. Might help me clear my head. Thanks. Might not be obvious, but the truth is, I think the world of Papani. When she first came to my shop, she was like a pup that lost its bark, head hanging, ears drooping, and all. But that pup had determination. I could see in her eyes when she told me she wanted to work here. She meant it. I knew then and I know now her devotion to the craft is the real deal. Ain't no denying it, but the fact is her approach is time consuming and that runs counter to the core tenet of my shop. That said, I'm the one who decided to run things this way, and the reason I did, well, let's just say I lack the talent to craft quality items at a pace I'm comfortable with. I'm in sheer awe of the way you're able to make veritable works of art with such efficiency. You're leagues above someone like me. Everything I know about metallurgy I learned on my own. Come to think of it, even though I've been hiring your services all this time, I've told you little and less about myself. That's about to change. In my youth, I used to be that I put together equipment for the local hunters in a village far removed from here, or any other signs of civilization for that matter. Developed a love for the craft in those days and decided to pursue it. Followed where the people were, which led me here to tell you all. First thing I did when I arrived was look for the nearest moblin willing to hire me. Even where I come from, everyone knows nobody forges finer metals than them. Figured I could learn from them on the job. I pleaded with him till he finally offered me a chance on the condition that I moved to Kozamauka. I refused. I wanted to be near the people I craft for. And that was that. I gave up my opportunity to learn under the Moblins and founded my shop specializing in daily necessities with the promise of a swift delivery. Moblins are masters of not of metallurgy, but caretaking. The Moblins have hire artisans to craft for them. Judging by what Papani said before she left, I reckon there's much about the Moblins I don't know. Mind filling me in? So that's the way of it, eh? All this time I thought those metal marvels were made by the Moblins themselves. When they agreed to hire me way back when, must be that they wanted me to move so I could learn under the other potsworn in their care. Potsworn like Papani who'd never been thanked by a customer once in their life. Said she was going to return to the Moblins and work for him again, but she must have cut ties for a reason. Not so sure her former employers will take her in so easily. I'll admit it, I'm worried about her. I want to see if she's all right, and I want to see what sort of environment the Moblins prepared for artisans like her. Would you mind tagging along with me to Earthenshire? Field trip. Man, wrong. Clicked the wrong one. That was a waste of 20 seconds. So this is where the Moblins and the Potsworn live. Now, where do you reckon Papani might be? That's so. Are you sure there's no room for another artisan? My goodness, Mistress Raj Zilly, what are you doing here? I didn't want to leave things between us as they were, and Zilly told me about the Potsworn. I knew you cared deeply about the quality of your work, but I didn't understand just how much until coming here. This place is filled with masterpieces. I can see how making them would be much more fulfilling than my boring old tools. So, will you become a Potsworn again? Oh no, my former help hand has already welcomed someone else. Come back with me. Now that I've seen firsthand what kind of work you were involved in, I can give you qualitative tasks you'll excel at. I'm sure of it. But that would go against your code. No, I mustn't return. I refuse to inconvenience you any more than I already have. You both complement each other so well. Can't you see that? You both need to talk this out properly. We've seen countless craft hands make metal pieces. We can discern craft hands' characteristics with quick fastness. Papani, Russell, they are opposites. One strength is in the other's weakness. By compensating for one another, they can create metal pieces faster, greater than they could on their own. You think so too, don't you? Pushka, why not put the idea to trial test? Balance scale is broken, needs repair. Fulcrum is no good, very unstable. We cannot check true weight of anything. Please help me fix. Rod Solid, prepare materials. Papani sees to the finishing touches. Zilly helps these two work together. Instead of crafting individually, we simply handle the task we specialize in. I'm willing to give it a shot, and we certainly can't abandon our friend in need of capable artisans here. What say you, Papani? Yes, of course. Then I'll get started on preparing the components immediately. Give me a moment, would you? Sorry to keep you waiting. Here are the components. I'd like you to assemble the fulcrum. Once you have, please hand it over to Papani so she can see to the replacement and any finishing touches. I believe that's the most efficient way to go about this. Did you run out of components? Just say the word. I have plenty more on hand. I shall examine the damage scales and consider what other adjustments may be necessary in the meantime. Pray let me know when the fulcrum is ready. Fulcrum. Yay, fulcrum complete. Having examined the scales closely now, I've confirmed that a fulcrum will indeed be necessary to restore the device's functionality. How fares your progress with the assembly? Oh, this is magnificent. I shall replace the broken fulcrum with this one immediately. Balance grew crooked after long years of use, but now that the fulcrum has been replaced, I am pleased to report that the scales are back in working order. I also noticed some stiffness during my examination, so I applied oil to ensure its functions as smoothly as possible. Marvelous. It's like new. Now I can measure true weight with quick fastness again. Such wonderful, efficient work. From heart bottom, thank you, craft hands. It is I who should be thanking you. I truly do enjoy the feeling of interacting with patrons directly. We take pride in providing the perfect place for creators to create. That's how we know each craft hand requires different environment to thrive. Papani requires environment where she is heart bottom thanked, and that's where Papani can do her best craft work. She should hold on to such a place and never let it go. If it truly wouldn't be a trouble, if my skills would truly be of benefit. I wish to work with you again, Mistress Rahl. You're the artisan I aspired to be but could never become, Papani. When I first opened my store, I yearned to forge metalwares that would be revered by all, but I wasn't good enough, so I let go of that dream and focused on my strengths and built my business on quantity instead of quality. But if we were to work side by side, I know we could not only deliver products of the finest quality, we could have them ready as soon as the customer requires them. I need you, Papani. Let's do our best together. All's good well that ends good well. I'll be cheering for your success, Papani. Thanks to you stepping in and helping us, that Papani and I were able to have a heart-to-heart. There's no better way to artisan's core than through the process of crafting, eh? As one yourself, you know this all too well, and yet your purview extends far beyond the realm of this trade. I don't think I've forgotten you're an explorer, too. I know I can't keep someone of your talents tied down to my shop forever, but I'm hoping you stick with us till Papani and I get the hang of the new flow of things. Does that sound all right to you? Thanks, then let's head back to the city. Moblins provide a paradise for artisans, room and board, heaps of materials, and unlimited time to focus solely on the craft, but if you ask me, nothing's more peaceful than this here shop. Myself have come to understand that while Earthenshire has its charms, so too does Ralzaj Metalwares. I'll always treasure my time as a podsworn, but I know now that I need an environment where I can connect with the people for whom I craft. Allow me to welcome you back to the shop, Papani. Let's give it our all. Bonnie and I need to discuss our crafting process from here on out. Give us a few minutes, would you? Level 95. Teamwork makes the craft work complete. Level 98. A new kind of metalware. Ralsage could light a forge with the fire burning in her eyes. Good to see you, Zilly. Bonnie and I finished discussing how we might go about using our strengths to complement each other. We came to the conclusion that together we can craft first-rate metalwares, the sort which I never would have considered crafting in the past. As a result, I decided to accept a special order. I heard through an old acquaintance that a palace seer was looking for an artisan to craft a censer for their ceremonial practices. Told him I'd be happy to oblige. It'd be a trifle to craft were it a simple sensor, but seeing as it's for ritual use, I believe it will require delicate and precise ornamentation. This is why Mistress Rawsage and I have decided to split up the task. Thus, she shall prepare the molds while I oversee the sensor's decoration and finishing touches. That said, we're still getting used to this whole dance of tandem crafting. Bound to step on each other's toes till we find a sense of harmony. We'd like you to make a number of sensors to ensure no matter what happens, we meet our deadline. The design of sensors where you're from may look different than those in the palace, but the quality work is quality work. I'm confident the seer will be happy to use any that an artisan of your talent can make. Press accepted. Deliveries. Wachumeqimeqi. Two-step macro. Sensor.
What?
And sit there and watch me make them, huh? Hit it with a hammer. Three more. And then I think the last level is just one item. Usually how it is. Much excitement. Oh, put me to sleep. Count on you for those sensors, as they're for ceremonial use. They'll need to be not only easy to employ, but elaborate in design as well. Unable to carry any more purple crafted scripts and will not receive full compensation for tea with this transaction. Sure. Well, I'll be damned. This may be some of the finest work I've ever seen. Should be easy for the seers to use, and the ornamentation is flawless to boot. You've truly outdone yourself. I don't need purple scripts. I need orange scripts. Quality of your work sets an example any artisan would be a fool not to follow. As always, I'm grateful for your help. Lord bless him, Papani and I were able to find our rhythm and prepared a few sensors ourselves. Indeed, if we work together, I've no doubt we can fulfill any request that comes our way. Still, to think you were able to prepare so many on your own, I'm thoroughly impressed. Goes to show how diligently you must have honed your craft before crossing the salt here. I've learned a great deal from seeing you work. Any road, I'd best get these delivered, lest I tarnish a good name of my shop. I'd appreciate if you both wait here. Shouldn't be long. Good news, both of you. With us here is none other than the palace seer who made the order. They were so moved by the quality of our work that they wish to thank everyone involved directly. Never seen sensors of such marvelous make in all my days at the palace. Not only do they function perfectly, but each one is simply exquisite. They are most beautifully designed. The burning of incense is essential to our rites, but many of our sensors were destroyed during the invasion, and we were in dire straits. But thanks to your swift and masterful work, we can resume our practices again. Glad we were able to be of help. Indeed, work of such quality I dare say is fit for a queen, and with that said, I would ask you and your team to prepare something for the royal family if such work would interest you. And return to the palace and make arrangements forthwith for a formal request. What do you say? You honor us. It would be our pleasure. Wonderful. Then I shall return immediately and begin the necessary procedures. I'll be in touch. Royal? I know who that's for. The royal family themselves use the metalwares we craft. Wouldn't that make us purveyors to the royal court? That it would. I was surprised to receive a personal request from the seer in the first place, but to think we may soon craft metalwares used by the likes of Wachumeqimeqi and Valkoana. Should they truly make a formal request, this will be our first appointment by the royal palace. Know full well this is a job Papani and I should tackle alone, but a request of this magnitude can affect the very fate of Raw Souls, metalwares. I want to deliver nothing but the very best that we have to offer. To do that, I need your help. Will you stick by us for just a bit longer? I suppose. It's for my friend, Koana. Quest complete. Wachumeqimeqi deliveries. You have delivered the requested items. Steam level increased. Outside now considers you Master of Metal. Sarge is thrilled with your efforts. She now considers you a Master of Metal. Level 100. A dream come true. Raul Sarge is visibly nervous. Silly Papani, I've received word from the seer. They wish for us to meet them near the palace, where they'll reveal the full details of their request. Papani and I will head there first. Once you're ready, join us at the arterial climb. Oh, further down. Welcome, esteemed artisans of Raw Solid Metalwares, and thank you for your coming. We can now discuss the request in an official capacity. May I begin? Of course, we're quite eager to hear what exactly will be crafted. Allow me to inform you, we wish for you to construct a pair of solar reflectors. Forgive me, I've never heard of such a thing. May I ask what it is? Certainly, 'tis a tool which reflects light, focusing it on a single point for the purposes of starting fires. Think of it as a curved mirror of sorts. We Mamul shall revere the sun's rays and believe the fire produced by its light banishes the wicked up to the shadows. Every fire you see burning in the palace's halls is sacred, lit by the sun itself. I see, by the way, you mentioned earlier that you wish for us to craft a pair. In other words, yes, now that Val Wuklamat and Val Koana have ascended the throne, it is paramount that they receive their own individual sun reflectors for ritual purposes as soon as possible. That said, they are fickle devices. Even the slightest imbalance or deformity in their construction can result in a complete lack of functionality. What's more, cloudy weather extends the time it takes to produce a flame exponentially. It may appear simple in design, in practice it is anything but. Only the finest artisans can be trusted with so delicate a device. Do you accept our request? I'll make the reflectors for you, all right. I stake my honor as a craftswoman on it. So glad am I to hear it. Then allow me to share with you a copy of the design plans used for the antecedent ceremonial reflector. Yet know that this is used as nothing more than a reference, for this reflector was made for the late Dawn Servant, Galul Jaja. We expect an altogether different design from you, one befitting the new Dawn Servants. Understood. Leave it to us. We'd best return to the shop forthwith and discuss our approach. Kind of shortcut. Nope, I didn't make it. Thought I could make it to the roof. Oh, I can't get through. Certainly would have been quicker just to go to the etherite. Plans I received from the seer are far more elaborate than I expected. Makes me wonder if the person who drafted them was a potshorn. We need to build the base in such a way that the device can be rotated to capture the sun's rays with a concave reflective surface to focus the light, and I haven't even started on the ornamentation. Pressure of making a device the vials themselves will use is something fierce. Don't help that the complexity of this device is unlike any I've ever crafted before. I dare say Papani and I'll have our hands full preparing just a single one between us. But we'll make the thing our goddamn's magnum opus, you'd best believe. As for the other one, you're the finest metal worker I know. I'm counting on you to make something beyond everyone's expectations. I am doing like twice the work of them, almost always. I'm sure Val Wuklamat and Valkoana would be overjoyed to receive something made by your hands. Indeed, which is why we'd like you to be in charge of the design. As their dear friend, you know their taste far better than us. Once you've finished, I'll make sure the mold Mistress Ralsage pairs ends up nigh identical to yours. And you needn't worry about procuring any materials. I passed through Bayside Bevy on the way back and collected everything we require. Should you stock run low, but say the word. This is normally for 2-star. This might be too much. Yeah, this one isn't actually collectible. Probably because you only need one and they give you the stuff for it. Not enough CP. Am I out of CP? Ooh, that's rough. By no means is crafting one of these solar reflectors a simple task. How are you faring? By no means is crafting one of these solar reflectors a simple task. How are you faring? Hit the wrong button twice. You already finished, and the device has every ounce of the sort of quality I've come to expect from you. It so happens I just finished tending to my portion of the reflector. Papon is currently seeing to the more delicate touches. As soon as she's finished, we set off to the palace. Welcome back, my friends. I trust these are the requested reflectors. That they are. We're working in tandem with Zilly. We spared no effort in making both these devices something fit for royal company. How seamless the surface, not a blemish to be found. Indeed, these appear most worthy for the vows. Yet appearances are not everything. Above all else, they must perform their function. Allow me to evaluate whether they do. It works. I think they should both light a flame so swiftly. What astonishing craftsmanship. I'm truly glad I came to all of you with this request. The Vals will most certainly cherish these reflectors for years to come. If it please you, I would secure your services in a more official capacity, Mistress Ralsage. What would you say to a royal warrant of appointment? It's the greatest honor any artisan could wish for. I happily accept. Should the royal family ever want for metalwares of quality, Ralsage metalwares will happily serve. You have my word. It is heartening to know that such wonderful establishment exists within our fair city. Well, then I shall see to having your remuneration and official letter of appointment sent out forthwith. You have my sincere gratitude for your exemplary work this day. Can't thank you enough. We never could have come this far without you. Even when Papani left, I can't say I would have mustered the courage to go and see her had you not been by my side. My ignorance, I believe my main selling point was speed and speed alone, but thanks to the both of you, All Souls Metalworks will soon receive a royal warrant of appointment. Can't express to you both just how thankful I am. Oh, Mistress Ralsage. I must thank you as well. When we first met, I'd but recently left the comfort of Earthenshire and was struggling to come to grips with my work here. Words can ill express how grateful I am to you for helping me carve out a place for myself. From this day forth, I will continue to leverage my strengths in making the metalwares our patrons need. As will I. In other words, I think we're finally ready to give this a go on our own. Also, Metalwares will become a shop that not only excels at delivering products to our customers with speed, but at a quality they won't find anywhere else. Now you'll become finest metalware shop this side of the salt. Suppose that makes us rivals. I don't own a shop. Yeah, I appreciate the vote of confidence, but Pawnee and I aspire to become metalworkers like you. Thank you for everything, truly. Know that you'll always be welcome at Troll Soul Metalwares. Metalwares. Level 100, a dream come true. Complete. Esteemed contributor, Ralsage Metalwares, you have completed all the Ralsage tasks. She now considers you most masterful of metalworkers. Ralsage has reignited her passion for metalworking thanks to your efforts. She now considers you most masterful of metalworkers. There are doubtless others in Wachumeqimeqi who would welcome the aid of an able artisan. Speak with the other merchants and see how you can help. Achievement unlocked. Bonds forged in fire.